This is the second problem from Objective 3. Some employees of ACE Corporation left their office building and drove separately on the same road to a convention. The graph shows the distance traveled by each employee after 5 hours of nonstop driving at 4 different speeds. And here we have the graph. My y-coordinate is distance in miles. My x is time in hours. We have 4 different employees. You can see that the rate of change, or the slope of each employee's graph, is different. Let's see what the question is. Which employee drove the slowest rate to the convention? Mr. Abel, Ms. Ruiz, Miss Liu, or Mr. Hill? So we're looking for the slowest rate. So we know that rate of change and slope are the same thing. So I'm just going to find the slope of each graph. So for Miss Wu, what we need to do is find my rise and my run. I'm not given any numbers here, so we'll just go with units. I don't know if each mark is a mile or 10 miles, but it doesn't really matter as long as we're consistent. So I need a place where this line crosses the grid intersection, and for Miss Wu it's pretty easy. Every one of these is a grid intersection. And now I'm just looking for my rise and run. So my rise here is 1 and my run is 1. So her slope is 1 over 1, which is just 1. Mr. Hill, let's change colors for him. Mr. Hill, let's see, here's a good spot, and here's a good spot. My rise looks like it will be 3, and my run is 4. So for Mr. Hill, 3/4. Next, let's look at Mr. Abel. Here's a nice spot, and here's 1. So my rise is 1, and my run is 2. So his slope is 1 over 2. And now Miss Ruiz, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Here's a good spot. Here's a good spot. So my rise is 1 and my run is 4. Now looking back at the question, which employee drove at the slowest rate to the convention? The slowest rate is going to be the slope that's the smallest. And the smallest slope will be Miss Ruiz here, 1/4. So I'm looking at Miss Ruiz being the answer. Another way you can look at it is pick a time. We all know they all left at the same time. And they went the same road. So if we just pick a time and see who had gone the furthest, well, they're going the fastest. So I'm just picking this time right here. So say this is 6 hours. Miss Ruiz has only gone this far. However, Mr. Abel here has gone about twice as far as she has. And Mr. Hill has gone even further, and Miss Wu the furthest at all. She's got a lead foot. She's going really fast. So there are a couple ways you can do this. It's important that you know your vocabulary and understand what the graph means. So our answer is Miss Ruiz, which happens to be B.